we're back with another Jan Brett book today. This one is called The Three Snow Bears, and I'm already starting to see some things I notice that are the same about a lot of her books. A lot of her books are about animals and in winter. Now today, look carefully again at those borders, and this book is also in your reading room if you want to look a little closer at that too and see those borders because they give you hints. Jan Brett, The Three Snow Bears. "Come back!" Aluki shouted as her huskies floated out to sea. Oh no, she knew although an ice floe is a good place to fish, it's a bad place to lose a dog team. Not far away, a snow bear family had just started to eat their breakfast, but it was way too hot for Baby Bear. "Owie!" yelled Baby Bear. "My breakfast burned my mouth." "We'll go for a stroll and let the soup cool," Mama Bear said. This is sounding a little familiar for another story I've heard before. Aluki was running along looking for her dogs when she came upon the biggest igloo she had ever seen. Who lives here, she wondered. Aluki ducked inside. Right away, she smelled something delicious. Across the room, she saw a big bowl, a middle-sized bowl, and a small bowl. Surely the good smell was coming from those three bowls. Now here on the border are the three snow bears, and they're out just having fun in the water and strolling around. Aluki took a sip from the biggest bowl. "Ow!" she cried. "Too hot." She took a sip from the middle-sized bowl. "Ew, too cold." She tipped up the littlest bowl and drank up every drop. Not too hot, not too cold, just right. Is this reminding you of another book that you've probably heard before? In the next room, Aluki spotted 3 pairs of beautiful boots standing in a row. She put on the biggest boot. "Too big," she said. She put on the middle-sized boot. "Too fancy," she said. And she put on the littlest pair. "Just right," she said, wiggling her toes in the soft fur lining. Now there she is putting on the boots here. The bears are still playing in the water, having a great time. Aluki walked into the last room and found a long sleeping bench piled high with fur covers. Heat from an oil lamp warmed her cheeks and made her feel, so sleepy. Time for a nap, she thought. She crawled under the highest mound of covers. "Too lumpy," she grumbled. She tried the middle-sized bed with furry fringe covers, but sank down way too far and could hardly breathe. "Too soft," she said. She rolled over into the smallest sleeping place. The furry blanket was cozy and warm, and the pillow was just her size. Just right," Aluki murmured as she fell asleep before she could take her boots off. Now, instead of sleeping, I think she's supposed to be looking for her sled dogs. And if I look carefully on the side here are the sled dogs, and they're out now looking for probably Aluki, who they lost, and the 3 snow bears are coming across them. And now it looks like they're kind of talking to each other here while Aluki's just sleeping. If Aluki hadn't fallen asleep, she might have heard her dogs barking happily. Papa Bear, Mama Bear, and Baby Bear had spotted them adrift in the strong current and gone out to save them. The Snow Bear family was pushing Aluki's dog team back toward their igloo and towards safety. So while she was sleeping, the Snow Bears are helping her dogs. Papa Bear crawled into the igloo and saw his big bowl in a pool of spilled soup. "Someone's been tasting my soup," he roared. Mama Bear rushed in and saw that her soup had been slushed around. "Someone's been sipping my soup," she growled. "Someone found my soup," sputtered Baby Bear in a high, squeaky voice, "and ate it all up." definitely sounds like Goldilocks and Three Bears. Papa Bear ran into the next room and saw his boots in the middle of the floor. Someone's been trying on my boots, he boomed in his big bear voice. Mama Bear put on her fancy boots. Well, someone's been putting my boots on, she huffed, and the fur's all bunched up. Baby Bear saw her boots had disappeared. Someone has taken my boots and left behind these not as good ones, she started to wail. The bears ran into their bedroom. Someone's been sleeping in my bed, Papa Bear bellowed. Someone's been sleeping in my bed too, Mama Bear cried. Baby Bear peeked at her little bed and squealed. Someone's been sleeping in my bed, and here she is. Uh-oh, look at Alukie's all snuggled in. Doesn't even know what's going on. Alukie opened her eyes and saw 3 bear noses only inches from her. And they do not look very happy. She hopped out of bed and dove between Papa Bear's huge furry legs. Quicker than a seal, Alukie ran from room to room until she burst outside. Her huskies bounced around, barking happily and smiling their doggy grins at her. Alukie and her dogs flew over the frozen ice, dodging ridges and cracks. She looked back to wave thankfully to the snow bears. She couldn't see them, but she heard a big gruff voice, a middle-sized voice, and a high squeaky voice were calling to her. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye. So these bears were a little friendlier in this story, weren't they, than in the Goldilocks stories. The end. Now, if you want to look a little carefuler at all of the cool borders that Jam Bread does, you can also check those out. This book is in your reading room for you also. Hope you enjoyed this one.